There we go. Hey everybody, Tammy Cranage from Loan Depot. Welcome to tonight's CMA A Day Challenge. We are getting down to the end, guys. We have 3 weeks left, which means we have 3 keynote speakers left. And I am super excited that Jeremy Larkin is here to join me. I know a lot of you are K-Dubs, and Jeremy, you are a K-Dub celeb. So welcome.
I don't know about that part, but
So welcome. We've had a lot of KW agents on here talking about what they're doing. So guys, I just want to tell you that Jeremy's done $80 million so far to date. He has done about he averages himself about 24 transactions a month. So we are going to dive in. Jeremy, tell us a little bit about your business. How long have you been in business? And then how are you getting listings?
okay, sure. I've been in business for 15 years. I've been a Keller Williams agent, I guess, for the last 7 years. We hopped on in 2014. I was an independent broker prior to that. Keller Williams has been fantastic for my business. Of course, I was introduced to coaching shortly before that, and it's really helped my business skyrocket over the years. And it's really because I have an acute focus on my database. I believe in having many touch points throughout the year. I know we're going to talk about the We Need Your Help form and how I use that to get more listings. So that's a small part of what we do. But I believe in having multiple touch points, not only within my database when I'm staying in touch with my database, but also during a transaction. And I think that in the day and age where you can buy a lot of leads, there's a lot of people selling leads. I think if you do a fantastic job with your clients on the front end and take care of them after the sale, then you should have no problem getting listings. And there's several things we do as a team, and I'm happy to share all that with you guys.
That is awesome. So again, guys, database. Do you notice the running theme going through all of these calls? All of these agents that we have spoken to over the last 10 weeks or so have focused on their database. Each one brings a little bit of creativeness to this, but it's about that database. So Jeremy, how do you love on your database? Before we get into the We Need Your Help, which probably all connects, but how do you love on your database? What's your secret sauce, if you will?
Okay, several things. Number one, I just like the core teaches us, I firmly believe in having our, touching our database at least a couple times a year via phone calls. I have created a top 50 favorite past clients list that I work on very diligently. These are people that I really enjoyed working with. I think they really enjoyed working with us. And who better to refer you than somebody that that likes, knows, and trusts you. So I love on those folks a little bit differently than my entire database. But as far as my entire database is concerned, they're hearing from me at least, 3 or 4 times per year, just from birthdays alone. So I'm making birthday calls. We're sending birthday cards. We do a little $5 either Starbucks gift card for adults, or we do some sort of ice cream gift card for kids. And I'm telling you, you talk about getting in the good graces of your clients. Send their kids a birthday card, and they will love you forever.
I've always heard that you never know how much someone appreciates you until you appreciate their kids.
That's right. And so I think that's a very important touch point. Even the reminders that, as far as, even if I usually try to either make a phone call or I like sending videos. I use BombBomb a lot. So it's super easy to use it on my phone. I'll send just a quick personal video. Hey, happy birthday. I hope so-and-so is taking care of you. You're speaking to the spouse, you add a little flair to it, a little personality. But just show people that you care. I feel like we do that on a really high level. I typically do at least minimum 3 to 4 big client events per year. I've got my next one coming up is we're renting out a movie theater in December. We're actually doing a private showing of, oh man, it's the music one. I'm drawing a blank on it right now, but it's a very, very family centric kid movie, but we're actually getting access to it a week before it comes out.
Wow.
So we're renting out 2 theaters for that. We're expecting a big turnout for that. We'll give away some sort of prize or something along the lines while we're in there. We typically do a couple of things for those events. But we'll typically have like 2 or 3 family-centric events, and then we'll also have adult-centric event. Maybe we'll go get drinks. We did a big rooftop bar event. Golly, it was like midsummer. It went over. I mean, it was one of our best events of the year. Then we do some educational stuff. I got an educational wills and testament class that we're putting together next week. So just going over the top to make sure I'm loving on my database, not just during the sale, but after the sale.
That's awesome. So you kind of mix it with a little fun, little loving on the kids, and then a little education. So it kind of fills in all the different parts of their life that they may need, because as we know, buying a house is just one part of taking care of your life plan.
Yeah,
So,
I think, and I think it's just a matter of staying in front of your clients, right? So I mean, I don't expect every client, or nor do my feelings get hurt if every client doesn't show up to my events. But if they're getting calls from us, if they're getting touched from us, for getting invites to these events, sometimes they come, sometimes they don't. It's just a matter of staying in front of them. Like even any video I put out there, I'm typically at least doing at least a video per month to my database at a minimum. And, it's just whether they open it and watch the video or not, I don't really care. It's really just a matter of getting in front of them. They see that Jeremy Larkin's keeping in contact with them, right? Just like and again, I'll go to another thing I think is a big piece of what we do as far as staying in contact with our database is the letter of the heart. So I write a very personal letter to my database, and I do it every other month. All right, so I'm writing at least 6 of these per year. I typically go pretty deep, very transparent. The shame of it is like a lot of these transactions we've had, especially called over the last 18 months to 2 years, we get these listings and we don't have them very long. You know what I mean? We're typically getting ready to sell, or we're selling it right away. We don't have a lot of time to build rapport with our clients. So I don't want them to just think I'm just some person that just there's a robot that's selling real estate. I dig into, here's what I'm doing with my kids. Here's some pain. I'm always sharing some sort of pain. And I get more response on those letters of the heart than I do anything. And it's what's funny. I'll just give you guys a quick example because this just happened. I sent my letter of the heart last week. I know it hit mailboxes last week. And I mean, I'm not even joking. I had 3 past clients contact me today and had a couple contact me over the weekend. And I know it's every time I send out that letter of the heart, I'm getting a big uptick in my past clients and my past client referrals.
wow. I've experimented with that letter of the heart thing, and it's probably one of those things I struggle the most with, because I can go on Facebook, I can talk about my family, I can post pictures, but when it comes to sharing my pain, so that is a really interesting, I'm definitely making a note of that. And guys, if you have comments, questions for Jeremy, just make sure you post them in the comment section below. And if you're watching this on the replay, be sure to let me know you were here with the hashtag replay and tell me where you're from. So, but back to that, being vulnerable. I find most of the agents that I have interviewed have all said a very similar thing. It's being vulnerable, it's sharing the pain, it's being a real person to them.
Correct. Yeah, just not being a robot. I think it's easier for people to connect with you when you come off as a real person. Like I coach my students all the time too. Like, I see a lot of agents out there, putting these they got like a production team following around everywhere, video them. And I think it's tough for people to connect with people on that level. I think people want to know, they want to connect with people that are real, like they think they are. And, and it's just, and I think sharing pain, having a video that's, not doesn't have to be perfect. Like, we're shooting this live. I'm not expecting this to be perfect. I'm a real person. I'm going to stutter. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? I think if you try to come off as perfect and perfection, it's harder to connect with people like that. And going back to the pain thing for a second, it's funny. So I'm coaching some of my students right now. We're talking about this, and I noticed that a lot of my female students struggle with sharing pain. And I think that, so I'm just sharing that kind of what you were talking about, Tammy. And I think it's because, there's this false sense that people are going to judge you. They'll think you're weaker because you're sharing pain. But I think it's a beautiful thing in somebody when most people, like, I'm only going to work with people who care about caring about me. You know what I mean? So if they're connected with me for some reason outside of that, so be it. But, I like when somebody calls me and says, oh, I struggle with that same pain with my kids or whatever. And, I think it's okay to share that kind of stuff. I don't feel like I'm a weaker person because of that. I feel like I'm a secure person, and I don't mind sharing that pain. I just think it's very key. If you're going to write those, I think sharing some sort of deep pain, like, I'll go back a couple of years ago. I mean, I shared the pain I struggled with breaking off an engagement. I mean, I'll get that personal.
Wow.
And, you know, I mean, maybe it's, and I'm real careful with what I put out there for sure. But I mean, but I'll focus on a topic and I'll just really share how I feel.
Right.
That's simple.
I think that's great. And I have learned, and like I said, just about every agent that I have interviewed has some form of doing that, sharing their authentic self, even the pain, not the social media ready version of themselves, as I've heard. And, you know, as a person, I could relate to something like that, you know, and definitely something for me to consider, especially been doing all these interviews. And guys, share your thoughts on what you think of sharing your pain or your authentic self. So, okay, so now our topic is the we need your help form. So now how are you using this? And guys, if you want a copy of this we need your help form, just let me know in the comments below and I will make sure you get it. So Jeremy, how are you using this we need your help form to get more listings?
Okay, so I think I would be doing a disservice if we didn't talk about, I'm happy to share how I use it. We need your help form. I think it's a very small piece of what we do.
Okay.
I think it's important to talk about the touch points of a transaction. I think this would be really good. I know this is something we're really good at. And I realize when I'm coaching my students that they don't have a lot of these steps in their process.
I
So
love this.
I figure I'll weave that into kind of what our touch points look like during a transaction.
I love this because, you know, the people that are on this group are usually probably less than 5 years in the business, and they are going to really appreciate these touch points. So
Okay.
guys, grab your notebook and pen. I'm taking notes, but everybody relates differently.
And believe me, like,
Go
and
ahead.
I always come from a place, you know, I don't want people to make the same mistakes I've made. Believe me, I've made plenty of mistakes in my career. I've wasted a lot of money here and there on things, but you know, I think what I'm going to share with you guys is something that's been very helpful for us. It helps deliver a great experience. Like my goal as a leader of my team is to create a great experience for our clients, right? So I take that responsibility very serious. And it does, and it does start with a we need your help form, right? So I'm sharing the we need your help form at every first meeting I have with somebody. So whether it's a buyer consultation or a listing consultation, whatever that looks like in y'all's world, right? So if I'm going to someone's house, I'm doing a listing presentation, I'm sharing it at that time as well. You know, and I would say at that first meeting, I don't get as many contacts with the we need your help form early on. And if they don't know it, I tell them it's okay. I tell it's okay if they don't have anybody for me right now. But I tell them I want to earn the right to ask for this. If I'm doing a great job during the transaction, that my expectation is for you to share one person with me during the transaction and after the transaction. So I think all this we need your help form is just really setting up for a couple of referrals during the transaction. But it's also wiring your client to you're getting permission from them to ask for it during the transaction. So I will at several touch points during a transaction when I'm communicating, I'm asking them, you know, hey, if we're doing a good job, like who do you know right now that's looking to buy or sell real estate? Like I'm always asking that question because I've earned it at that point. If I set the expectation that I'm going to do a good job, I'm getting permission for them to say yes, that they're going to share some contact with me along the way.
I love that. I'm writing down feverishly. I'm like, I'm supposed to be the one interviewing, but I always end up learning so much from you guys. And I'm the lender in all of this. And I'm like, oh, I gotta use this again. So
all right, so I'm presenting it very first contact, you know, usually towards the end of my presentation. Now we do a little doctor nurse in my office for my buyer consultations, right? So somebody will come to my office, or if it's a Zoom consultation, it gets sent to them ahead of time. But they're sitting down. I have my all about you form, which is just a form that has all their contact information, their kids' contact information, and birthdays, some of their favorite things. I'm asking them if they've had, you know, insurance, do they have a will, do they have a financial planner? I'm asking those things on this form. So they're just kind of like you go to a doctor's office, you're filling out a couple of forms before you see the doctor. That's what we're doing. So my assistant will seat them. They give them these, you know, the all about you form and the we need your help form. And I'm just acting like I'm just assuming that they're going to fill something out. And sometimes they do. Like, I mean, I don't even have to ask for it. Sometimes it's just that form's in front of them. They will add some people to the list. Sometimes it's family members. I've had a slew of people here recently that are, hey, I'm selling my house and buying something else. Hey, also, by the way, my parents are as well. You know what I mean? Like I've had several of those. I had one of those today, actually. So it happens more often than you think. Normally, when people are buying and selling real estate, that they're gonna be sharing that story with other people, and they're gonna hear about other people that are in the same boat. So I think it's our job as an agent. I mean, there's no reason to be a secret agent. I think if we do a great job, we have earned the right to ask for those referrals.
I love that. So if we do a great job, we've earned the right to ask for it.
But I think it's all about setting those expectations up front.
So now on these listings, okay, so now you've got the listing.
Okay.
Now your listing goes under contract in 3 days. Congratulations. Now, what do you do now for the listing clients? Because now they're under contract. They're, some of these, I know from the lending perspective, it's gotten a little, some of these listings probably need to be, expectations need to be managed. So then when you're going to sell the house in 3 days, you haven't really had a chance to develop the relationship with them. So what are you doing to build that relationship with them in such a frenzy situation?
Okay. And I've got a couple of points here. I want to make sure I write these down so I don't forget.
Okay.
But so one way that we've tried to circumvent that process of not having a lot of time to build rapport, one thing we've been doing current client happy hours. So usually every 2 months, we're putting something together and we're inviting all of our clients that are currently in escrow, or maybe their home is on the market, again, to try to get them into some sort of personal setting to, again, try to build the relationship. And we'll get a 15-person turnout for it. But it's also another way to expose them that, hey, we're real people, expose them to my team, because you're usually working with me and one of my transaction coordinators. That's it. Even though I got 15 people on my team, they're only going to hear from 2 of us.
Okay,
we don't get a lot of passing around.
Right.
But I want them to know who we are, what we're all about. I've got great people, so I like showing them off. So again, I want to touch on that. So that's one way we've been trying to work on getting deeper with our current clients.
Okay, great. I love that. Because I find that's a big thing. I mean, even for me as a lender, they're pre-approved, they're buying the house. Sometimes they're buying the first house they find, they're getting their offer accepted, 6 weeks later, they're gone. Exactly. But in other cases, we've got our process is now 120 days that we're dealing with buyers. So hearing it from the listing side is interesting, because you've got the listing, you've got 48 hours to post it on the MLS, and then the house is sold in 3 days. And now
every situation is a little bit different. I mean, we run our clients through a pretty vigorous process as far as getting their house ready. So I have a home staging aspect to what I do. And I mean, most people need about 2 weeks to get their house ready. So, I mean, yes, we're touching them. I do Tuesday update calls. I'm calling all of my clients every single Tuesday. I'm setting that expectation up front. The very first meeting, so you can call me or call my team. I'm a 7-day-a-week operation. However, you're definitely going to hear from me every single Tuesday.
That's awesome. I love that.
And then again, if I'm staying consistent with that, and I don't want to jump too far ahead on that. However, I mean, but I am setting that expectation of talking to them every Tuesday. Now, once I get the transaction, so let's say I get a listing. We're focusing on listings, right? So I get a listing. I bring my paperwork to my office. My office immediately sends them some sort of gift. We've been doing, in the past, we had done Godiva chocolates that get delivered to their house. Lately we've been doing Tiff Treats. It just depends on the coverage area. Tiff Treats is a hot cookie company. I'm not sure if everybody has that in their market.
Oh, we have something similar here.
They'll send hot cookies. You get a little thing of milk. It's super cheap, like 20 bucks. And then they allow you to put a personal message on there. So I love that touch point, right? So they typically get wowed with that. Of course, I'm sending them a personal thank you card. Whoever sent the referral, I'm honoring that referral, wherever that referral came from. So I make sure I'm sending them a card, sending them a small little gift. I'm big about that. I'm big about rewarding good behavior.
I think really adapted that myself.
We're only a couple of chromosomes removed from a dog, right? So I mean, a dog, you want a dog to have good behavior, you keep giving them treats for it, all right? So that's kind of that's why I look at it, right? But
reward good behavior. No, it's true.
Yep.
And even I love that. I even reward my clients, or my referral sources, even if it doesn't turn into anything.
Correct. Every single time, every single referral, they're getting something from me.
Yep, that's great. Okay, so
again, they're not all going to work out, but most of them do.
Right. Okay, so we get the listing, you send a present, then you honor the referral. Okay.
Yep. Okay, and then of course now at this point, let's say they're in that 2-week period of getting their house ready. They're definitely hearing from me every Tuesday. I'm just making sure they're comfortable with the process. I'm asking a lot of questions, making sure they're comfortable with everything that's going on. They always want to circle back to the pricing. Everyone always questions pricing, right? So I'm usually having to calm some nerves there. But then they go on the market. Once they're under contract, then they're getting a thank you card from me. Now here in Texas, we have our due diligence periods. We have what they call option periods. So whatever, it's a negotiable amount of days, somewhere between 7 to 10 days typically. Once I get them under contract and through the option period, I'm sending them again, it's a congratulations card, and in that card, I'm sending them typically a $2 to $5 lottery ticket. It's something cheesy along the lines of, hey, we're lucky to get this home under contract so quickly. I'm lucky to have you as a client. I hope you get lucky with this.
Love that.
And then of course,
just loving on them throughout this whole process. You're just loving on them.
Absolutely. And then also to circle back to the we need your help form. I don't typically deliver it during the transaction. Okay, but I do have 3 touch points on it. It's not usually because usually during the transaction it's all phone, right? So again, I'm communicating. I'm looking for celebration points, right? So I get their home under contract. We get through the inspection period. We get through the appraisal. I'm asking them now that, hey, congratulations. Who else can we help you that could use this level of service as well? Like I'm asking. I feel like I've earned the right to ask for those referrals during those points. So I'm looking for celebration points. I'm training my team to look for celebration points. I've really been help. The way it works in my shop, like I feel like I'm the sales guy. I negotiate the deal. I get the business. It's my team's job to deliver the experience. Right? Because they're talking to my clients a lot more than I'm talking to them.
That is, I'm trying, like, wait, oh, I have to interview. Okay. So you're, I lost my train of thought. Your team then, now that's a good question. Tell me about your team. What does your team consist of? Because I know with Keller Williams, I know they have a certain model, and then I've seen people kind of go rogue. So what is your system? What is your
this has all been trial and error for me as well. Like, so, I've got a big team. What I don't like, and I used to be very compartmentalized, right? So I would have somebody in the listing department. I would have an escrow department. I would have a buyer department, all this stuff, right? Again, I think in order to help me create a relationship and also my transaction coordinator create a relationship, it's only the 2 of us that they're speaking with. So even though I've got 15 people on my team, I mean, they'll see the whole list of people and all my marketing brochures and stuff. They're only going to work with me and my whatever transaction coordinators assigned to me at that point. And I'm telling a little bit of background again to you team leaders out there that have people on your team that are helping you out. You really need to sell the value of how great your person is or how great your people are in your team. Otherwise, your phone's going to be blowing up nonstop. So I let them know that Nicole's my right-hand girl. She's been in this business as long as I have. She knows she probably does this job better than I do. The only difference is I'm a better negotiator than she is. Right. So that's the only difference. Otherwise, she handles all the repair negotiations. She handles all the other stuff. Right. So if she needs I's dotted, T's crossed, I'm training them to go to her so that my phone's not get blown. And they know for a fact they're going to hear from me every Tuesday. So if they have direct questions to me, they know they're going to hear. And that's the whole point of being consistent is that if you do that, then they're not blowing your phone up all the time. Right. I don't answer my phone after 7 o'clock. There's no reason I need to do anything after 7 o'clock in the real estate world, as far as I'm concerned.
Do you run into a situation where they only want to talk to you?
Rarely. And I try to avoid it. Like when I feel like they're going down that road, I'll have Nicole reach out to them or whoever my transaction coordinator. Right now, my transaction coordinator is Nicole. She's been with me for like 13 years. So nice. I've got very seasoned people on my team. So I'm lucky from that perspective.
Helpful. Yes. Having seasoned people.
Yes. Seasoned people. Guys, the best advice I can give you, pay your people. If you got somebody good, pay them. Okay, it's worth it. It's going to cost you more to lose them.
And retraining. My team is young. We're a young team. So they've been with me for less than a year. And the training and the growing part is definitely, I want to download my brain, or it's very easy for me to say, you know what, just let me do it. So I run into that all the time. All right. So we are coming up on a half an hour. So Now,
Do you want to talk about the transition between, okay, so now that we're getting to closing, I want to talk more.
yes,
where we use
that's
the
what I was
touch
gonna
points
say.
of
So
the
now
we need
we've
help on.
celebrated, we're under contract. Okay, so now we're getting closer to closing. So
all right.
tell us that story.
Okay, so now we're getting close to closing. So typically, day before closing, I'm giving them a phone call. All right, so they're hearing from me. Just ask if there's any last minute questions. I usually remind them to bring a key to closing, leave everything else at the house, that kind of stuff. Again, I'm circling back. Are we doing a good job? And then I think this is key, and I think this is a big opportunity for everybody that's watching this. Like, I think every agent, and I'm a really, really busy real estate agent. I try to go to every single one of my closings, every single one of them. It's an opportunity to celebrate with your client. They'll never forget that you're there. You take the picture, you make it a big deal, and then of course, guess what? You break out that we need your help for them. So I break that out with also along with my testimonial process, and let them know that they should be expecting a phone call from my team after a couple weeks after closing to hear how everything went, share the testimonial process. And again, then the third time I'm touching them is when my clients are when we do our monthly follow-up calls. Again, then we're asking again for the, hey, we need your help. Who do you know that needs to buy or sell real estate? Now that you're calmed down, you're moved in, any complications, it's a really easy phone call from my perspective.
Yeah.
Then,
The follow-up.
but my team's doing it. I'm doing it. They're getting asked easily 7 to 8 times during a transaction for a referral.
That's great. So then it almost becomes like they're expecting it after a while.
Correct.
Okay, good. So then go to closing.
And I'm
sure you've got a gift.
Of course, yeah. Always have a gift. You call it around $50-ish, somewhere like that. Always customized. Don't do gift cards. I think that's so lame. Something they could use for the house. Like, listen, no one likes to buy welcome mats. No one likes to buy cutting boards. No one likes to buy all that crap, right? So get your clients a daggone welcome mat with their name on it, and they'll love you forever. Everybody's gonna stomp on it. Everybody's gonna walk over it every time.
I have a welcome mat. We bought our beach house, and my realtor got me. It has Cranage Beach House on it.
Yep.
And then a different time, the previous house before that, we got a cutting board. I still use both. They're actually my 2 favorite gifts. Yep.
There's nothing better than when I walk in. This happened a couple of times lately. I walk into a past client's house. They still have their cutting board displayed in their kitchen somewhere.
Yeah, mine is nice and used. It's like 10
well, and I think it's even better if they don't use it because they think it's too nice to use it. I like that even better.
That's true too. Oh yeah, mine actually has my name on it. It says Tammy's Kitchen on it, which is just very classy. I love it.
We've also gotten into doing these like really tall welcome welcome sign things, or call them, but they're probably about, I don't know, maybe 6 inches wide, but they're probably 5 foot tall. And it's like, welcome to the Larkin home or whatever, right? So it's customized that way. That way they can
just honestly, this stuff is not that expensive. I have done welcome mats, $20, maybe $30.
Yeah, exactly. And nobody wants to, and listen, I'm just telling you, nobody wants to buy that stuff. Like,
you're not going to Home Goods, because you go to Home Goods, you'll spend $40 and you're like, do I want to buy a mat or do I want to buy something cool for the house? So
yeah, so you guys understand, like, make sure you know what your client's buying, right? So if they have a double door, don't buy a single doormat. Okay. It's gotta be a double long doormat. Don't be a cheapo.
I love that. That's great. All right. So now it's all done. It's after closing. What now?
So after closing, okay. So again, like usually about average 2 weeks after closing, they're hearing from me. They're also hearing from my assistant, Karen, who handles our testimonial process. If they go through the testimonial process, they are getting, again, another small little customized gift for us, something they use for the house. Like, we used to do address stamps. We're doing something else right now, and I don't know, it's not my job. I don't remember all the time, but we're sending them something that's customizable for their house.
So another 2. So that's when you send the closing. That's when you send the mat or the cutting board or whatever is 2 weeks later.
We said that we need your help. So the we need your help form is included with their closing gift as well.
And then, okay, and you're including that. All right. So now it's 2 weeks. What is your touch point similar to the Keller Williams one, where it's like I know Keller Williams, I've been through Bold with them. They follow the alphabet similar to the way we do in the core. So how do you keep in touch with them now?
All right, so I do, birthdays are a big one for me. So they're going to hear from me, a minimum once a year from that, right? But typically it's the spouses too, the kids, if I have the kids' birthdays, we're checking in then. They're also, so again, they will also get their house anniversary, the last time they closed. They're getting those calls from me. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's been 5 years. Can you believe it's been 5 years since you bought this house? You guys have any, what's going on with the house? Are you making any renovations? Or are you ready to sell your house? Do you know how much value, how much your home has gone up in value over the last 5 years? Asking those types of questions.
I hear that is the best way to get referrals at the moment
It is.
with that question.
Yeah, I love the CMA a day idea. I have not fully implemented that yet. Just being full transparency, I love the idea of it. I love the idea of it, though. I think it's great. I mean, I'm staying pretty busy, but if my leads drop significantly, that's something I'm going to instantly implement. I love it.
The one thing that I've took away from that was they were unsolicited.
Correct.
So he went back to his past clients and just sent them all CMAs.
Yeah, I think it's great. You go like 3 or 4 years back or something like that. I mean, that's a great time to, I mean, almost all, especially here lately, right? I mean, here in Texas, I mean, or in Houston, I mean, most of our homes are up 15-20%.
Yeah, we're up pretty much that high here in Connecticut too. I mean, someone who bought their house last year, their house is worth like $50,000. It can be.
Oh, I know, it's crazy. I've had people that bought a house last year and have sold it already. That's that crazy. Yeah.
I tell my husband all the time, I want to sell my house just to see what happens. I know there's a lot of real estate agents on here. They're all going to be like, I'll sell your house, but I'm always interested. And then, but it's buying the next one that makes me a little nervous because I don't want to be, I'm very picky now with the next one.
And I think that's what's a lot of people hesitation is coming from, right? And I hear it in my database all the time. What's interesting though, I think if you work with somebody who's really good at what they do, right? And I keep trying to make my clients feel comfortable that, like, listen, like I'm having no problem finding deals. I'm having no problem locking deals done. This is where, again, this is advice for if somebody's been in the business for 15 years. Do not burn any bridges with real estate agents out there. Like one of the most important things I think one of the biggest takeaways from the last 18 months or so is that I would not be getting a lot of these deals done that I'm getting done without the relationships I have with the real estate community. Right. And I will tell you, I was not always that way. I was a hard ass, I mean, you don't want to mess with Jeremy. I was that guy for a long time. The core, my coaching has definitely helped soften me a lot over the years. But, having those relationships and, a lot of these agents want to work with us because we do a good job. They know it's going to be an easy, drama-free transaction. You know what I mean? I mean, how many drama deals do we all have to deal with in our daily basis? I mean, I'm probably dealing with 3 or 4 a month. You know what I mean? Where it's just like, come on, guys, let's take emotion out of it. You know what I mean? And I just think if you handle your business on a really high level, people want to work with you. You know what I mean? So I think those relationships have been important. It's always nice when I see an agent that I know it's on the other end of the deal, and I'm calling and making those calls. Like, what's it going to take to get this deal done? You know what I mean? And trying to get that transparency.
I will tell you, as a lender, I do the same thing. I call the listing agents all the time. And I'm like, congratulations for accepting our deal. They're like, wait, what? And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, you haven't accepted it yet, but you will. Yep. And, and it does. And a lot of times if they haven't accepted our deal, I'm able to build that relationship with the agent afterwards. So I just find putting myself out there and just be a person like we were talking about earlier.
Exactly. Yep.
So my question now is, so I do have a lot of 5 years and under agents who listen to these interviews. What do you recommend for them if they don't have a team of 15 people to do, and they're the ones wearing all 15 hats? So how can you kind of chunk this down to give them a great experience if you don't have the big team to kind of do it for you?
Well, I think if you're going to grow, the only way you're going to grow is through other people. This is the best way I can describe this. If you're closing 3 to 4 deals per month consistently, you need to hire. I think you're doing yourself a disservice. You're doing your family a disservice. You're doing your clients a disservice if you don't start looking at hiring people. That's one thing that I would tell you, like me being a part of the core has helped me exponentially. Now I'm coaching people how to build teams, right? It's not easy to build a 15-person team and maintain it. I don't have a lot of turnover. That's a whole other topic we can talk about, maintenance and culture of your team, right? But
we'll definitely have to have you back to talk about that as we progress.
Yeah, I'd be happy to talk about it. I think getting a mentor and surrounding yourself with people that are bigger than you is also huge advice. I think if you're not in some sort of coaching, I know Keller Williams has their MAPS coaching. The core has different levels of coaching that's based on production, level 1, level 2, and then level 3. I think that, and they all have different expectations at different levels as you get bigger. But but I think having some sort of mentor in your life to help you grow, you can bounce ideas off of, not make the same mistake. That's one thing I always coach my students is I just don't want you guys to make the same mistakes I did. You know what I mean? I put my pants on just like you guys do. The only difference is I'm more leveraged than you are. That's it. That's really the only difference between me and anybody else. I'm not that special. You know what I mean? I'm not some sort of rocket scientist, right? It's just I do my work and I'm highly leveraged. That's really the only difference.
That's
So
amazing.
I teach people how to create leverage.
That's what I want to teach people, how to make leverage, create leverage.
Mhm.
So, wow, this is good stuff. This was definitely, I feel like I said this after every one of my calls. This was so great. I learned more from listening to you. And every time I talk to you guys, it makes me think, wow, I want to be in real estate. But I know as a lender, you need people like us.
Hey, listen, I've seen y'all's paychecks. I want to be a lender sometime. Okay?
You know what? I gotta say, in this market, I tell my agents all the time, I would not want to be an agent in this market. You guys do such, I'm writing 5 or 6 pre-approval letters, but you guys are showing them another 18 houses.
Yeah, it's funny that I think the general public thinks it's all fun and games for us right now too. I can't stress that to people enough. It's just not, it's not as fun as you think it would be, right? I mean,
No,
it's a dogfight out there. It's a grind. I mean, I'm working harder than I ever have. I'm just telling you, I'm working harder than I ever have.
No, I agree. I have strategies to help my clients figure out how high above ask should they go before it's crazy. I have appraisal gap strategies, like what if the appraisal comes in low? Then I have all the same in the unlikely event scripts that I have to give the listing agents because I want them to accept our offer. And I know that they've got a better chance of their offer being accepted working with someone who has these strategies in play. Right. So fortunately, I haven't really had to use anything I haven't really had to pull any of the tools out of my tool belt, just a couple of times, really, but it's been, but it's been tough. And I feel bad for the sellers and buyers out there both. So
by the way, I think that's a great thing you do, calling the listing agents to help get the deal done for your buyers agents. I think that's fantastic. And I'm surprised not more do that. It's funny, I carry a pretty big listing inventory. I don't get that many phone calls. My team doesn't get that many phone calls. I think it's great if you're making those phone calls.
Every time. And then when they do accept our offer, I call them back and I let them know that I appreciate them taking our offer. And I'm going to make them look like a rock star to their seller. My exact script is, you worked really hard to get this listing. The last thing you need is to have something go bad with it now. A few years ago, I sold my house and, I'm like one of the greatest lenders of all time. And I had no control over the sale of my house, 0.
Right.
And the lender never kept my agent up to date as to what was going on. And it was so stressful. And I was able to make some decisions because I did know the background and I knew where they could be in the process based on the questions that were being asked, but it was very stressful. They switched lenders 3 times and I couldn't get any information. So I never, ever want your sellers, and all of you watching, I never want your sellers to go to bed at night worrying about making a bad decision. So they work with me, it's as good as done. Pack your boxes. That's the stressful part. So,
love it.
All right, Jeremy, is there anything else you want to sum this up with? Anything, any advice, any tips?
Sure.
Like I said, listings is the name of the game, but you know what? Buyers keep us warm and well fed as well.
I think you need to add, I think the more touch points you can add to your process, the better. Like really look at how you're contacting your database or how you are interacting with your clients during a transaction, and look for ways to really just wow them. Like look for just moments. Like I got a great book for you guys that I love. If you haven't read it, it's called Mr. Schmooze. I think it's great. I think it's one of my favorite books I've ever read. It was
actually just assigned to me to read.
Yeah, I think it's a great book to wow your people, wow your VIPs. The people are important to you. Like just go over the top on the gifting stuff. Like be more impactful from that. Be more impactful from that perspective. So look for those extra touch points. The more touch points you can add, and listen, you don't need to like reinvent the wheel here, right? So and I'm not saying you have to do it all overnight either. Like, so add 2 or 3 extra touch points maybe every year to your process. Review your process every single year. Maybe add a couple different touch points as time goes on, and And next thing you know, you'll have a process like I have, which I think is, I mean, one of the best, if you ask me.
I love that. And I know for me, being a smaller team, it's just one thing at a time. Someone sends you a referral, send them a gift. When they close, send them a gift.
Yep.
You
If you
know,
feel
and
like you're
then
getting
throw
overwhelmed, that's
something
probably,
in
if you
between.
feel like you're being overwhelmed, that's probably because you don't have enough people. So then you have to start talking about hiring people, right?
We
So
gotta hire more people.
I mean,
Yep.
it all works in circle. It's the circle of life, maybe.
And
The
I
circle-
love
the
how
circle
you
of real
talk
estate.
about hiring an admin team instead of hiring buyer agents, because I do notice a lot of agents, the first person they hire is the buyer's agent when they're only, you know, because they want to focus more on listings. So, but that'll be another topic for
That's
another
all,
day.
man. Yeah, I was like, I could talk about that all day long.
Yeah. So, all right. Let me just check real quick and see. I wasn't even watching Facebook. See if we have any other questions. So Silva gave us a shout out. She was like, wow, this is great stuff. Thank you so much.
You're
So
very welcome.
she was listening as well. And I'm sure we're going to get a lot more on the replay. So Jeremy, thank you so much for your time. I truly appreciate it. This was great information. I took like 2.5 pages of notes myself. So
My
and
pleasure,
I will
guys.
see you, my friend, in a couple of weeks. So
Anytime, you got it.
all right. Goodbye, everybody. Take care.